Last night, you were someone else. You walked through places that do not exist. You spoke to people who may never have existed. You felt fear, love, shame, relief, urgency, real emotions inside a world that was not real. For a few minutes, it all made sense. Then you woke up, and almost immediately, it started disappearing. First the ending, then the faces, then the place, then the strange logic that held everything together. Within minutes, what once felt like an entire experience had collapsed into fragments. A staircase, a voice, a room, a feeling you could not explain. Most people think this is normal. They assume dreams are random noise, and forgetting them is simply what happens when morning arrives. But the truth is stranger. Your brain is not always failing to remember your dreams. In some ways, it may be built not to keep them. Every night, your brain moves through cycles of light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. REM is the stage most associated with vivid, story-like dreams, and it tends to become longer later in the night. This is why people who wake up during REM sleep are much more likely to report a dream. The dream is still close. It has not fully dissolved yet. But having a dream and keeping a dream are not the same thing. A dream is not saved like a video file. It is more like a message written on a mirror while the room is filling with steam. You can see it for a moment, then the air changes, and it disappears. When you are awake, your brain is designed to record reality. Your attention is pointed outward. The prefrontal cortex helps organize what is happening. The hippocampus helps turn experience into memory. Chemicals like norepinephrine help mark certain information as important enough to keep. But during REM sleep, the brain runs on different settings. The emotional and visual systems can become incredibly active. That is why a dream can make your heart race, hurt your feelings, or make someone your brain invented feel important. But some of the systems that help create stable memories are turned down. Parts of the prefrontal cortex are quieter. Norepinephrine drops to very low levels during REM sleep. So your brain can create the experience, but it is not always in the right state to archive it. That is why dreams have such a strange texture. Inside the dream, everything feels obvious. Of course, your school is also your grandmother's house. Of course, you have to find the missing door before the sky changes color. Then you wake up and the logic collapses. The dream made sense only inside the world that created it. Once you leave that world, the memory has almost nothing to hold on to. Waking up is the dangerous part. Light enters your eyes, your body moves. The alarm pulls your attention outward. You remember your name, your room, your schedule, your phone, your responsibilities. The waking world has anchors. The dream does not. The dream has no physical evidence, no photograph, no witness, no object you can touch, no timeline that survives questioning. So unless you catch it immediately, the brain lets it go. This is why checking your phone can destroy a dream almost instantly. 1 second, you remember a lake, a hallway, someone calling your name. Then you see a notification, and the dream is gone. Not because it meant nothing, because waking attention replaced it before it could become a stable memory. And this may not be a flaw. In 2019, researchers studying mice found that MCH neurons active during REM sleep seem to play a role in forgetting certain memories. This does not mean every human dream is deliberately deleted, but it does suggest something important. Forgetting during sleep may be part of what sleep is doing, and that makes sense. Imagine waking up with every dream perfectly saved, every impossible conversation, every fake betrayal, every imaginary danger, every person your brain invented and made you care about for 6 minutes. Your mind would have to separate real guilt from dream guilt, real danger from dream danger, actual memories from emotional simulations. Waking life would become polluted with things that never happened. So maybe the brain forgets most dreams because it is protecting the boundary between the world you live in and the worlds it creates at night. Dreams may not be made to become memories. They may be made to do work. Some researchers believe dreams are connected to memory consolidation, the process where the brain sorts and reorganizes information after waking life. Others suggest dreams help process emotion, simulate threats, or stitch fragments of memory into strange new patterns. In other words, a dream may not be a movie made for you to watch later. It may be more like a workshop. Your brain takes pieces of your life, a face, a fear, a place, a desire, a problem you never solved, and mixes them together in the dark. It builds a world out of fragments, lets you feel something, test something, return to something. Then, when the work is done, it throws away most of the raw material. You do not need to remember every dream for the dream to affect you. You do not remember every minute of sleep either, but sleep still changes your brain. Dreams may be similar. They happen below the surface of your story, and when they are finished, they disappear. But not all dreams vanish. Some survive. The dreams you remember are often the ones you wake up inside. If your eyes open during or right after a dream, that dream has a small window to cross into waking consciousness. This is why people often remember dreams more when they wake naturally, wake during the night, or stay still for a few seconds before moving. It is also why some people remember dreams more than others. They may wake closer to REM sleep, or they may simply pay attention during the tiny window before the dream dissolves. Dream recall does not always mean someone dreams more. Often, it just means they caught the dream before it disappeared. Emotion matters too. A nightmare has a better chance of surviving because it wakes the body. Your heart races. Your muscles tense. That emotional shock gives the dream a stronger memory signal. The same thing can happen with a dream about someone you miss. You wake up and the plot is already fading, but the feeling stays. Someone was there. Something was said. Something was almost fixed. And even though none of it happened, your body does not fully believe that yet. This is one of the strangest things about dreams. They can disappear as information, but remain as emotion. You may forget the story, but keep the sadness. Forget the face, but keep the longing. Forget the danger, but keep the fear. The dream is gone, but its shadow is still in your nervous system. And maybe that is why forgotten dreams feel so haunting. Because part of you knows there was an experience there. A version of you lived through it. A version of you reacted, wanted, feared, ran, searched, loved, failed, escaped. Then morning came, and that version of you was erased from the record, not from existence exactly, but from your story. Every night, your brain creates a private life that almost nobody gets to remember. You visit places that were never built. You meet people who were never born. You hear sentences that vanish before you can write them down. Then the waking mind takes over and decides what belongs to reality. This is real. That was not. Keep this. Lose that. Most of the time, it is probably right. You need a stable world. You need to know what actually happened. You need your memories to belong to the life you can return to. But there is still something strange about it. Because if dreams are created by your brain, felt by your body, and experienced by your mind, then in some way, they did happen. Not out there, but in you. Maybe that is why you can wake up different, even when you cannot explain why. Maybe a dream softened an emotion. Maybe it rehearsed a fear. Maybe it connected two memories that had never touched before. And then it disappeared before you could interfere. So maybe you cannot remember your dreams because they were never meant to become souvenirs. Maybe they were meant to happen in the dark, to do their work quietly, to build strange worlds out of the pieces of your life, then vanish before morning. Last night, your brain built an entire world. This morning, it left you almost nothing. And still, somehow you woke up changed.